Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay, one second, Sean. Sorry, my screen did some funky things real quick. Okay, hopefully we're good here. Am I okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So welcome everyone to the August 12th Monday Po Team call. I'm Desiree Mamot. For those of you who don't know me, I live in Casper, Wyoming here. We have to be outside on any time, any night that it's nice. So that's why I'm outside. Got to take advantage before the winter hits and the 50-mile-an-hour wind average. So welcome on. Hi, Marisa, in your heart. So few different announcements before I kind of get going tonight. Lots of exciting things going on. I sure you guys saw in one person Telegram group that there's a lot. I did not have slides on any of these, but private message or put in the chat there if you need to be added to that group or you're not on that or you haven't seen these announcements. First off, so this Thursday night on this same Zoom number, the 411 PO call, on August 15th at 8 p.m. Central, Dr. Sveta Silverman is going to be doing a call on the GLP-1 hormone and more about that pertaining to our product launch coming in October. So that's going to be way exciting. And for those of you who don't know her, she's absolutely brilliant. She's one of my favorite mentors in this company. We learn from her all the time. And she's someone that never sugarcoats anything or hypes anything. That's not a huge deal. And she lives it. She lives a walk, walks a walk, talks. I mean, she does all of it. And so definitely jump on that on Thursday night. And like I was saying to my team, this is definitely not something that we need to regurgitate and be the doctors afterwards. It's taking, things from her talk and building our belief and what we have our hands on and how big this October launch is going to be for our company. So definitely 8 o'clock on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central. Also, another big thing that was announced in Sioux Falls, and I'm not going to do all the details on it, but if you're not, there is a Sioux Falls Telegram group as well. Or if you are around Sioux Falls area or have people in the Sioux Falls area, this Friday, we have corporate Jake Hines and then Daniel Song is going to come as special guests, and they're going to do an opportunity meeting. This is all going to be at Pam Gordon's house. And there's actually leading up to that, there's quite a few events. They're going to have it sounds like a meet and greet at 1 o'clock in Sioux Falls at a cafe there. Then there is a question and answer training at 4 o'clock at Pam's house. No, at Pam's house, excuse me. And then at 6:30 that night is the actual opportunity meeting. And Sean may have a little more. I did have that question asked if those were for everyone. I would assume that they're all for consultants. I would think the opportunity, the 6:30 to 7:30 is more for consultants. But do you have anything different on that, Sean, that you want me to add on that?
Nope, that should be it. And then if anybody wants to stick around for any of the trainings, they're more than welcome to do that as well too.
Yeah,
Both
and it sounds that's
and
going to be an incredible. I mean, you don't get much better than those two gentlemen together. And then they are leaving and going on to Grand Forks the next day. So Saturday, and that's at 10 a.m. Saturday in Grand Forks is an opportunity meeting. And I don't have the exact info on that location. So if you need that, reach out to your upline, anyone, pose me, whatever, I'll find it for you. So those are some exciting things that are going on right now. One of the other things that the company announced that they're extending that enroll promotion this month. So this month, if you have people who enroll as consultants, they're going to do the 50% match on commissions. That's all commissions in this month. And then next month, they'll do a 25% match on commissions. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, this month is big with if you have a subscription order of 150 or more, we're earning coupons. And coupons were such a hit that corporate was like, how can we give those or keep giving those? Because they're such a great tool. I love them. I thought they have been a huge bonus and addition to help tell people I have a 10% off. I would love to get you enrolled now. I have 110%, or I have 7 days to use this. And so when next month we'll be given those for any subscription order as a consultant with 150 or more, you're going to get 110% off coupon for a consultant, and you'll have all of next month to use that. The customer is only 7 days. So there is definitely, or is it 6? It's 6 or 7. There's an urgency on that one. So I would definitely let people know that that one is kind of that urgency, or that one does expire quickly. So the other thing is obviously Kansas City. Get registered. Biggest thing that you can do for your business is go to Kansas City. So do not miss out on that. No regrets. We always have people that are looking for roommates, how to cut costs, whether you're, people you can drive there with. I know for my team, I'm kind of running incentives on how to earn some things towards that. So do anything you can do to get there, because it is the best thing you can do. And you are going to want to get your hands on this new product. I have a feeling it's going to go like crazy in the store. So get there early and get your products. The other thing is,
Think she froze. Did she freeze for you, Tanya? Okay. So I'll talk real quick. Kansas City, you guys. I know that there's a ton of you that are registered for Kansas City, and I love, love, love that. But dig into your teams. This launch is going to be massive. I've been telling the story about the change in our business that happened with collagen back 2 years ago in June, where we were consistently right around 550,000 to 650,000 a month for years and years. And as soon as collagen came out, within a 5 month period of time, we were doing over $1 million a month. And everything that I'm hearing from the scientific advisory board and corporate, this is going to be just as big, if not bigger than collagen, and maybe bigger than NRF2. And so if you want this business to be something that can completely change your life, I would highly, highly encourage you to make the sacrifice to make it to Kansas City. They are anticipating that the tickets will sell out. I don't know what the total amount of people that they can have on it are, but that is the latest that I heard from Jen Peterson and corporate, is that they're anticipating those tickets to sell out. So get your teams, go through your numbers, see who's enrolled already, but most importantly, who is active or wanting to build the business that isn't signed up yet. And Michelle says they're going to feed you free lunch. So that's always a bonus too. Des, are you
that's a
back?
new. Hey, sorry, Sean, our internet completely went out. So Mike is trying to fix that.
You're
Can you
good.
hear
You're
me?
good. Yeah. Yeah. I got to
Oh my
tell
gosh. What are the
it.
chances?
You're
What
good.
are the chances? So hopefully things are going to work here. So I apologize on that. I don't know where I got cut off there. So, thanks for filling in there. So what I was going to go over tonight was just some of the commonly asked questions that I seem to get on kind of a weekly basis, it seems like. And so I just thought these were some topics or things that would be good to just share kind of my thoughts from to you guys. So though this one I probably get 2 or 3 times a week, how to talk to doctors. And I think that one can be a tricky one at times. And I know in our one person big difference training site, there is some great information in there on how to speak to medical professionals. There's an actual template that you could change the wording and change some things in there. So I think those are awesome tools. But my biggest thing that I tell people is, just like anything, you have to have a good relationship with them. They get bombarded every single day. And I've gotten this question quite often with people. Well, I just started going to this doctor or this chiropractor or this or that. But I think, like anyone, you have to have that relationship with people beforehand. And so the biggest thing that I say is get that relationship built first, because they have no reason. The thing that doctors don't have is time, freedom. And so they don't have a lot of time for extra things. They're bombarded with, everything from drug reps that are trying to get their time. They have patients. They see all kinds of people come in with different supplements and things that they think is the next best thing. We know we have the best thing, but they don't know that because we don't have that relationship with them. So my biggest thing is you have to build that relationship. And as you do that, I would say, and yes, I have enrolled quite a few medical professionals, but that took some 1 to 2 years of talking with them, 2 to 3 years. This wasn't, I just randomly went in there because they don't know what I know and they have no reason to believe me or trust me. And so building that relationship, number one. But what I like to do over time is just getting to know them, asking them questions, especially with chiropractic and different integrative type doctors. They're going to ask you, what are you taking? What are you doing? I explain my health journey, different things about myself, say what I'm taking. I don't give a lot of information, to be honest, up front. I kind of try to build that curiosity and just continue to ask them questions. And so when it does come time that you feel like you've had that relationship with them, and building curiosity, just say, hey, I get that you get bombarded every single day with different things and different products and different pharmaceuticals and different whatever it is. But I really think there is something worth you looking at because XYZ. Like, tell them why you admire them as your doctor. Like, why are you choosing to go to them in the first place? You have so many doctors and medical professionals that you could be going to. So why do you admire them? I love Carrie Dickey always says compliment people, a actual genuine compliment to somebody. And so why do you admire them? And just say, hey, I have something that reduces oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. There are over, what do we have, 30 now? Peer review published medical studies on this product. And I always say it is not a supplement, but it's helping activate God's pharmacy. If I sent you or gave your assistant, or if I emailed you some of the studies, would you have any desire or time to look at it? And so I really try, just like with anybody else, I really put it back to them and let them answer the question. Just like we always say, like, ask open-ended questions. And, if they're like, nope, then that's probably not the person that you're looking for, to be honest, because you really are looking for, just like in our products, you're looking for people who are open to listen to this. And I always say my favorite doctors are the doctors who are open to learning, because they're the ones who you want to share this with. And they're the ones that they don't know it all. And so they're like, oh, well, wait a minute. But you really do have to let them know that this is really important, but build that. And the other things I think that are really important for doctors is they may have the finances, but they don't have the time for them. And they do have a lot of overhead at times with products. So I think another bonus is, after talking with them, letting them know, obviously, about our compensation plan, like saying, I get that maybe finances aren't why you would share this, but what if, you could help your patients and earn some extra income on the side? And who knows what happens with this. But the other thing is the overhead is so expensive for so many medical professionals because they're stocking so many different products. And so letting them know that you don't have that with our company and with our products, because it can be shipped directly to them as their customers. So I hope that helps. Feel free to put questions in the chat and I can always answer those. The question I also get kind of weekly from people is, how do I talk with someone who has had a diagnosis of cancer? Since I talk a lot with different people about that, how do I share with somebody who has had a recent diagnosis? And then how do we talk to their doctor? That's the other question I get pretty often each week. So my biggest thing is same thing. When someone's had a cancer diagnosis, I know for myself, when my son did, I loved everybody's care, but I probably got 2 or 3 messages a day on the next thing I needed to give him and what I needed to do. I was so overwhelmed with so many things. I didn't have time to think. And for someone who is dealing with, whether it's their diagnosis, a child diagnosis, a loved one's diagnosis, they're getting so many things thrown at them from the doctors, from friends, from other people. So what I would say, once again, it's that relationship thing. If you have a relationship with them, that they have reason to trust you, or they know that you love health. They know that you're into, they know maybe about LifeVantage, or they know about Protandim or oxidative stress, or they just love you as a friend. It is something same type thing, saying, I understand that you have a million things going through your mind. And I would not do this right away with a diagnosis. I would let it kind of sink in too. Because I think we're all get really excited that, oh my gosh, we've got to share this and we know it's important, but they're dealing with too many things going on right then. So I would give them time first, but then say, once again, same thing with doctors. I know people are probably throwing a million things at you. And between your doctors and all the things, the last thing you want to do is hear about another choice or another thing. But if and when you're up for it, I would love to share with you about this. I think this is really important. Once again, we're not making claims, we're not making medical claims, but saying these are the things that it's doing, lowering inflammation, helping with detoxification. I do love to share that. I do say when talking with your doctor, because that's the other thing, how to talk to doctors when people have different diagnoses and they're taking, whether it's chemo, radiation, different drugs, things like that. One, I talk about the microdosing. That's really important of our products, that it's really, really tiny amounts of our ingredients. That is why my son's oncologist did allow him to take it. But I did have to show her studies. But I did also have to show her that these ingredients are very tiny. These are like a fifth or a tenth of a dose. These are not giant doses. And it's very specific on activating his body or activating your body. So that's why we have no known drug interactions as well. So I think those are the biggest key things. Sharing with their doctors that it's lowering oxidative stress, that it's helping glutathione is another big one. When you look at the master detoxifier, master antioxidant glutathione, how important that is. But the biggest thing and cancer is such a hard one. I try to educate on the gut and how big of a deal that is in cancer and disease in general. 80% of your immunity is in the gut. So I really try to explain, hey, what if we could help with the gut? Like if you're going through chemo, things like that. Chemo destroys everything, good and bad. So what if we could give you some things to help protect? I always say protect your terrain, and your terrain, it's really important. And when you've gone through chemo, or maybe they went through chemo, and a lot of people, it's going to feel more comfortable for them when they're done with treatments, because the doctors, they don't know the interactions. They don't know what we have. And even an oncologist who knows what we have, still for liability purposes, it's really hard for them to say, yes, take this during chemo. Yes, take this during, cancer treatment. So it has to be kind of more, they have to be their own advocates. They have to be educated and then go to their doctors with that. So I hope that helps a little bit. On the other side of that, when they're going through treatment, maybe it's sharing more about our hair care and our skin care, lessening the load of toxic burden, because they're already taking in so many toxins with chemo. So what if we could lighten that, or giving them hair care as a gift, the scalp serum as they're losing hair and their scalp hurts, or they're doing radiation, things like that. I like to gift anti-aging cream or the True Moisture Now, things like that when they are getting radiation, and things like that. During radiation, it's a little bit more where doctors are open to them taking things like Protandim. So just love on them. Don't ever, make them feel that, oh my gosh, you've got to take this product, because we know what we have our hands on, but they're overwhelmed and they have a lot. And so you can just be there for them and share other things that can help them. Axio is a good one. They're tired. They're going through a lot. They're anxious. They're depressed. Who wouldn't be? So those are great things to share with them as well when they're going through treatment. Um, Another one I usually get weekly is Lyme disease. And for those of you who know more about my Lyme story, that's kind of who I mentor people in weekly, is on Lyme disease. I do have a Lyme disease Facebook page, and Lyme is one of those that is coming out of the woodworks everywhere. If you don't know somebody yet with Lyme, you will, or you do know someone, they just don't know it, or they haven't been diagnosed. So Lyme is one of those that encompasses pretty much all autoimmune. And so I get that question a lot. What do I tell them they need with Lyme? Or how do you start people off with Lyme? And there are definitely different views on this. I have probably mentored over 200 or more people in Lyme. And this is what I've found overall. So I'm just going to kind of blanket statement on what I do. I prefer, if financially they can do the glow stack, I really like to start them on the glow stack. Remember though that most people have spent anywhere from $50,000 to $300,000 on Lyme before I talk to them. They have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. So finances are a deal. And you also have to remember, when people with Lyme, they've taken more supplements than you can even imagine. They've taken handfuls and handfuls and gotten sicker and sicker, or they've taken tincture after tincture, or they've tried all these different treatments and they're still sick. So that's another thing I really try to let them know. I understand you have taken a million things and you've seen it all and you've spent tons of money. Talk about activation, talk about this activating their body, talk about the glutathione, talk about, the anti-inflammatory. But the glow stack is the one that I find they do better on, because people with Lyme have Herxheimer reactions more than any other person out there that I've ever seen. I've never seen people more sensitive because they have so many different parts of their body are affected by Lyme. So they have a tendency to get sick real easy from new products. So the last thing you want to do is throw a ton of stuff at them, because they're a lot less likely. One, they're so overwhelmed, they spend a ton of money. Two, their gut is usually absolutely destroyed from Lyme. So you can give a bunch of things to them, but a lot of times their body's not going to absorb it. Vitamin D is one of them. Magnesium, all these things that are great, but if their gut lining, or if they have leaky gut, which a lot of them do, they are not going to absorb it. So it's just another product they're spending money on and their body is having to deal with. So I start with the Glow Stack and Axio. Those are the things that I usually recommend. Then I would add in the probiotic, but we want to heal the gut lining first. And they have a lot less Herx reactions with the Glow Stack. I personally have a lot of people who Nerf 1 and NAD can throw them into an absolute chaos because their mitochondria are a mess. They have such high levels of inflammation. So I like to ease them into that after we've started the Glow Stack, because I want them, one, to trust me, and that they aren't going to become more sick, because they're a lot less likely to stay on a regimen if they get more sick. Because their bodies are just so multifaceted. There's so many things going on with them. So that's kind of what I usually do with Lyme. You're always welcome to add them or message me. You can add them to my Lyme disease page. And I do talk about our products in there and different things with activation and Lyme and my story and doctors I send people to. So feel free to message me and add them, and you can tag them on anything. But that's what I tend to start them off with is Glow Stack, Axio, then add in probiotic, even prebiotic, and then add in the others slowly, depending upon their health. So that's kind of what I do with Lyme. The other thing I get questioned a lot is, and I'll go through these questions here in a minute too as well, is following up with prospects. I do have quite a large customer base. But once again, some of these people I have talked to for years and years and years, or they used to be customers and going back to them. But I would say the biggest thing, and I know that we talk about this all the time, is that the fortune is in the follow-up. And this is something that I've really tried to be better at and to do over the years, because I think that we all get this, especially when we come in new and we're excited. And I told people way too much information. I thought I had told them all the science. They don't care. I thought I was telling them too much. And so what I like to do is, once again, just building that curiosity, asking questions of people. But once they agree to take a look at something, once again, in my phone, I put about every, 2 or 3 days, follow up with so-and-so, follow up with so-and-so, and just checking in on them, saying, and if they haven't taken a look at what I sent, just saying, hey, I totally understand. Life is so busy. We're all so busy. Oh, did I lose again? Sorry, Sean, can you hear me? I think my internet went
Hear
out
you.
again. Did it go
You're
out
good,
again?
Des.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
It just froze. I thought, oh no, I'm losing everything again. So I just put my phone every couple days and just follow up and just, once again, saying, I know that life is busy. Have you had a chance to take a look at that? And then if they have, then say, I would love to hear questions answered. And I get this also a lot of times of I sent them a cart and they didn't check out. And I get that. That is one of those things where I just to have a gentle nudge a couple of days later saying, hey, I just want to check back in, make sure you didn't have any other questions. I might tag them on more things on Vitality Living. That's gold to add them to that page. I try to tag them, keep educating. That's when you could put them in a three-way text message with somebody else that can validate the things that you're sharing or that can relate to them. So I really try not be pushy, but be consistent and explain why you're so excited for them to get started on it. And so that's kind of what I do for follow-up is just kind of consistently put that in my calendar. And then once they decide to sign up as a customer or consultant, then that's where I weekly check on them all the time, consistently, always. And so that's another thing that's big, obviously, in customer follow-up with anybody, but especially when you're looking at Lyme, cancer, any of those, you don't want them to stop before they start the healing process because they're having, different reactions, things like that. Typically, we don't see those a lot, but I do work with a lot of more sick people. So I guess I probably see some of those more than most, where most people just put them on it and get them going. So what questions, I don't know, let me look at the chat here too. I know it's already 7:57
I think,
there.
Des, I don't see a lot of questions. I just see a lot of comments about how great and duplicatable this is. The information is so darn good. Mia said, and that is why you are a double diamond enroller. So tell us, Des, what is your typical monthly customer only volume, your personal customers?
Anywhere, I guess, from like 10 to 12,000 usually, or yeah, around that 11 to 12,000 ish. So, but once again, that's, something that I tell people, this is years of following up and talking to people. So especially coming in new, do not get frustrated or feel like, oh my gosh, no one's getting this. No one, believes me. No one wants to look at the information. So just ask, for people to help you. And I even do like screenshot what you sent to them. And in a good way of like, what things could we change? What things could we change on that? Or for next time when you go talk to somebody, or what can I say to them now? So I always say like, use the people around you to help talking with people too on that too. So,
Yeah.
oh,
And
there was one I saw
Des,
Michelle here.
Des
Oh,
is
go ahead.
like the most humble person. So while she says, oh, around 10, 12, whatever thousand, and yes, it takes time. But as you guys have seen, if you've known Des over the years, she's taught on customer service. She is the woman who creates raving fans of the products, of her in regards to customer service. So take note on everything that she's doing and just being patient and building those relationships. But how in the world is she just taking care of them on a monthly basis, right? That's why she's consistently keeping those customers. They're having results. She's changing lives. That's why we're here. So when we enroll them, we keep nurturing them and loving them. After the probiotic, what comes next?
For Lyme.
George and Teresa asked. Yep.
So I kind of play that by ear a little bit. The prebiotic is one, especially if dealing with leaky gut and different things like that. I do kind of a small dose, like a quarter dose of the prebiotic. I know for me, having had Lyme, that one was a tough one for me, even after healing. And so I would say the prebiotic NAD, I would do one at a time. If they are somebody who's really sensitive and they know, and especially if they deal with, oh geez, I'm gonna lose my mind for a second. I'll think of it, but they have a high histamine for those of you who've had Lyme, my son had it, mast cell activation. If they have mast cell activation involved, one that you have to be really careful with as well. So I would do one NAD at a time. Did I freeze again?
Nope,
I
you're
think I
good. And I know we're a minute over now, and there's so many more questions.
No.
You guys can, this is streaming in the team page, so you guys can keep asking questions there. And we'll make sure that you get those answers. But can we give Des a major round of applause? Holy guacamole.
Wow.
I mean, value, 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 right? Des, is there anything else you want to close with?
I don't think so. Just thanks, Pose, for everything. And everybody, you have the best leaders ever, ever, ever. So just go out and share this and love on people, and excited about October and what all has to come. So,
It's going to be amazing. And you guys, stay tuned. Is your one person big difference Telegram? You guys checking that? Are the notifications on? Are you checking Facebook? Check those things. We are going to be having some crazy, awesome meetings yet this week that are in the works and in the process, whatever, for getting more people ready for October, getting them activated, bringing more tools to you, some more how-tos, all of that, right? We need some major vision expansion. Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to go? How many people do you want to bless and go there? We've got so many things that we're working on. My brain is all over the place, but it's super exciting. So make sure that you are staying tuned to Telegram and Facebook, you guys, this week, especially every day. Oh my gosh. Everybody, squirrel. Doesn't Tanya look so cute? So make sure that you're doing that. Des, you probably mentioned Daniel and all this. Anyway, so many exciting things happening. Write down, people, and have an incredible evening. How do we get into Telegram? Get with your team, or you can text us. And it's on the One Person Big Difference site. So are you guys in onepersonbigdifference.com? Go there. The telegrams are in there. Plus the medical stuff that Des was talking about is in there. The documents, how to talk through it all and write through it all. There's so much good value in there. I know we're over. Okay. Shampoo. Oh, you're muted, honey.
Just end it. You're good.
Oh, I'm going to end it.
Sure.
Okay. I had the controls. All right. I'm going to control it. Here we
See you
go. Ready,
Have an
guys?
amazing week.
3, 2, be ready for some more meetings. Dr. Sveta on Thursday, teaching on GLP-1. Love you guys.